Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, this is Making It Happen with Mary and I am Mary. Before we get started though, if you are new here, please hit that subscribe button down below because I do want you to genuinely be a part of my Mary Makers community. Today's video, it is Brown Sunday. It's time for football. I am ready. I'm ready. So what we're gonna do in today's video is do a quick get it ready with me in chat. I'm getting ready for the Browns game. The Browns game starts at 1, so I have not that much time. I am a Browns fan, born and raised, suburbs of Cleveland. I mean, I remember growing up, my dad and his siblings, we would always go over to somebody's house every single weekend on Sunday, and the men would be down in the family room watching football. The women would be in the kitchen playing cards and drinking wine, and the kids would just be running everywhere. So it's just a staple in my family. So yes, football. All right, let's get ready. All right, so how has everybody been? I hope you guys are all doing well. I have been doing well. And now I'm just gonna start off by saying I've already cleaned and moisturized my face, so we'll just get that out of the way. I do love my CC Nude Glow. I talked to you guys about this before. CC Nude Glow, and I do use it in the color light. But anyway, as I was saying, I have been good. Updates since the last time I talked to you guys. You guys know I left my job, and I'm trying to like figure out what I want to do, right? Like what I want to be when I grow up, right? So, I don't know, and I just use whatever the hell kind of brush this is. It's just like a foundation or foundation brush. Anyway, so what I have been doing, and I am going to use another mirror. What I have been doing is just kind of like figuring out what I'm going to do, like, really just devoting more time to other side hustle projects that I have going on. I know I did tell you guys I was going to check out a few things like, let's see. Well, you guys know I already have my Mercari. I obviously do a YouTube. And I also have, what was it? You know what I've also started doing is working for 2 separate companies. I've been doing Rover, which is, you do have to have like a thorough background check done. And you basically can either like pet sit for people, board animals in your house, go to their house and check on their pets for them, dog walk, all kinds of things, right? So that actually pays pretty decent, I ain't gonna lie. So I had to wait a month for that to get going, but now that all that's come back and I'm good to go, I am cleared, and I actually did 2 jobs this past week, and I made some decent bucks from it. I was kind of surprised. I was like, and then the other thing I started is, y'all, I started door dashing. Yeah, I started door dashing, and I ain't ashamed to say that I'm doing it because, yo, you can make some serious money depending on where you live. Because I live in a suburb of a large city, it's always busy where I live. Like, I can log on at any time and it says you can start dashing now. But I've heard from other people, like in Dasher support groups on Facebook and stuff, that they live in more rural areas, I guess, or maybe not as busy cities, and they have to schedule their dashing times far in advance. Not only that, but you have peak pay, where I live anyway, which is like if you dash during dinner time, you automatically get like an extra $3 an hour, or $3 more an order, I should say. But my experience with it thus far, I've been averaging anywhere between $26 and $32 an hour. For delivering food, I don't think that's too shabby. So yes, I have been checking that out as well. And then, y'all, I did end up agreeing with this one company because they knew who I was and they know what my skill set is. And they had asked me, would I be interested in coming into the, working in their office for like 18, 20 hours a week. And me being the person that I am, I said, and the money that they were offering me, I decided, okay, yes, I will do this, but I'm only doing, like I said, like not even 20 hours a week, because It's stable, consistent money that I can count on, but at the same time affords me the freedom to still do what I'm wanting to do here, which isn't work in an office, as we all know. So, I mean, hey, there ain't nothing wrong with working in an office, and kudos to all y'all out there that do it, because I did it for over 20 years, and I'm just burnt out on it. I'm burnt out on it. I have nothing left to give when it comes to that. So, oh, and the under eye concealer, sorry, y'all. I do use CoverGirl in the lighter shade. I don't know what shade this is. It's light ivory. I use that in the very middle under my eyes, and then I also do love Urban Decay's corrector, and this one is in medium light natural. I just kind of do that on the inner corner and on the outside. So yes, that is what I have been doing with that. And I don't feel bad for accepting this position. I mean, yes, it's in an office, which I really did not ever want to do again. However, again, it's only for X amount of hours a week, and it's still providing me consistent income, even though I'm really trying to work on the other stuff that I want to do. So that is what is going on with that. So yes, that is what's going on with that. Now I do use Sephora's translucent powder to set under my eyes, and then I use the Airspun loose face powder for the rest of my face. The Airspun is like a heavier powder, and I've noticed in the past that if I use it under my eyes, it gets really cakey. So I like the Sephora translucent powder. And with that, I just use a regular old makeup sponge for under my eyes anyway. Get a little bit on there, and I dab and set. That's all I do with that. So what is going on with you guys though? Like, what's new with y'all? I mean, if you guys, anything new going on? Have you gone anywhere fun lately? Like, summer's wrapped up now. We are officially in the month of September, which is like, where the hell did time go? It's kind of shocking to me how quickly, well, I'm just going to say, the older you get, the faster time goes. It is what it is. It is what it is. So now I'm taking that Airspun, and I use a large powder brush, and I just get the rest of my face. So, other than that though, I mean, I do have some stories I can tell you guys though. I have some stuff that was kind of like, hey. One of them being, like, y'all, I met this guy. That should have been the first, that should have been like the first warning sign right there. I met this guy, and we had a poppin' night together the first time we hung out. It was awesome. It was cool. And then, oh my God, it was poppin'. It was cool. And then he asked me, he's like, I want to take you out for dinner. I'm like, okay, cool. So he came to get me from my house. We went to dinner to this nice sit-down restaurant, and first we had to wait to be seated at the bar first, because we had to wait for a table. So we seated at the bar, we order a couple of drinks, and then they said, hey, your table's ready, but you have to close out at the bar. We don't add that onto your tab. Your tab from your table is separate from the tab at the bar. So me being the cool chick I am, I'm like, hey, I'll pick up the drinks from the bar. I'll buy for the drinks for the bar. And he was like, okay, cool, that's cool. Thanks, you know, so I bought those drinks, and we went and sat down. It was like a hibachi style place. Now I'm going to do my eyebrows, y'all. And again, I just use the Wet n Wild eyebrow palette. It's an ash brown number 963. And I always use this middle color, as you can tell. So we sat down. We had a great dinner. The food was amazing. Comes time to pay. We're leaving, right? This dude hands the guy his credit card. Now, mind you, if you've ever eaten at those hibachi places, it is a table full of people. They don't just sit you by yourselves. You have to sit with other people. He hands them his card. The guy comes back a minute later, and he's like, I'm sorry, sir, your card was declined. He looks at me like sheepishly. Now, let me start off by saying this guy is younger than I am. I'm 43, and he was 31. So comes back, and your card has been declined, sir. Okay. So he's like, I don't have any other cards with me. I don't have any cash with me. And I'm like, okay. So just in an attempt, now mind you, all these people at the table are staring at us at this point. And just to save face, I was like, you know what? I just got it. I got it. And he's like, I'm so sorry. I will pay you back. ASAP. I don't know what's going on with my card, whatnot, blah, 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 blah. But in my head, I'm thinking, well, this date's over. Because what am I going to do? Pay for the rest of the night? So we get in the car, we leave, I pay, we get in the car, and we get to like the end of my street, and I'm like, I'm already out. I'm not trying to go home yet. So I was like, listen, there's a bar at the end of my street. Let's just stop in. We'll have a couple of drinks. It's like one of those little hole-in-the-wall bars. And I knew people there, and it wasn't a big deal. So we stopped in there and had a couple of drinks, and he's telling me, how he's so sorry. And I really did feel bad for the guy, because I know stuff can happen in life. Like, stuff can happen. I've had things happen with my cards in the past, and I do understand that things can genuinely happen. So I kind of felt bad for this guy. Wait a minute here. Okay, so I kind of felt bad for this guy, and I'm like, well, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. Okay, I'm going to give him the benefit. Maybe something really did happen with his card, and it got hacked or whatnot, or something, because he was explaining to me he had just used that card at the gas station to get some gas. Pay attention to that, because he claimed he used his card. He was telling me this inside the bar. He had just used his card at the gas station and it was working, so he didn't understand how it all of a sudden wasn't working. So as we're sitting there, he's telling me, hey, my buddies in this next little town over, or another suburb away, it wasn't that far from us, they own a bar over there, and we can go over there, and I have a tab there, and so, we can go over there and get a little crunk, and I can just have him put it on my tab. I'm like, okay, cool. As we're leaving the bar to get into his car, his phone is just blowing up, and he wouldn't answer it, and he's telling me that it's his brother needed a ride from work or something, and I'm just like, so I let it go. Well, we get in the car, and he hooked up his phone to like the dash in the car. So anytime that anything comes in on his phone, it would show up on the dash. So we're in the car, and the same number kept calling him. I'm not even shitting you. In the 10-minute drive it took to get to this other place, this person called his phone like 20 times. 20 times. And I'm like, why don't you just answer? If it's your brother, just tell him you're on a date and you can't, you're busy right now. You can't deal with him if supposedly his brother needed a ride. So the number kept calling him, and he's telling me, oh, blah, 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 blah. Well, I'm getting annoyed at this point, because how many times are you going to let this motherfucker call and interrupt the music that's playing through your phone or whatever music you're selecting through your phone into the car radio, whatever. How many times are you going to let this happen? So because I have no shame, what did I do? The next time it called, I hit the answer button on the dash, the answer call button, the one that shows up on the screen on the dash. And as soon as I did that, I'm like, hey, how you doing? Dude's busy right now. We're on a date right now. And I started to hear a voice, and he hurried up and disconnected it. And it wasn't enough for me to tell if it was male or female. However, I'm not no dummy, and I know damn now that was some female calling him, because what sibling calls their sibling unless they're in jail or in an accident or something that many times, and you don't want to pick up the phone to tell your sibling that something's going on, that you're busy right now and you can't help them? Why wouldn't you want to pick up the phone? So we park at this place, and now I'm pissed. So I'm like, you know what? Just take me back home. And he's like, oh, come on. I'm like, no, you know what? Scrap this. He goes inside the bar. I get out of the car. I turn on Uber, and I ask for a ride. I'm getting heated, y'all. It's just good prime pumping, getting me ready for football. But I'm now going to use this bronzer stick. It is by GRWM Bloom Bronze and Glow stick, and I use the shade Sunset. So he goes in the bar. I'm out there contacting an Uber. He comes right back out the bar. Not even a couple minutes later, and I'm waiting for Uber, and he's like, Mary, please, let me just take you home. I feel really bad about this. It really was my brother. And I'm thinking, no, you just answered that phone inside the bar and told your girl that you lied to her about something, because I ain't no dummy. So he's begging me to get in the car, let me just take you home. I'm so sorry, blah, 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 blah. And I'm thinking, you know what? I'm not going to let this man cost me another damn penny with Uber and stuff so he can take my ass home. So he did take me home. It was just wild. And he's sitting in the car the entire way back to my house trying to explain to me and saying and getting mad supposedly at his brother for ruining his night. And I'm like, no, you ruined your night, bro. So while he's saying all this, I'm just sitting there and I tell him, listen, I'm done with this conversation. I'm not talking to you anymore. Please do me a favor, and once you drop me off, do not ever contact me again. You roll on something I'm not rolling with, bro. So as we're driving though, I notice his gas tank is almost empty. So how did you use your card at the gas station to get gas, but you're almost empty on gas? I just kept catching this dude in some shit, and I'm just like, nah, nope. So he drops me off in front of my house. I grabbed my food from the back of the car, and I went in the house. This man kept calling me after, blah, 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 blah. I didn't want to hear it. And I'm using Anastasia, the blush palette now, and the blush trio and Pool Party. I do like to use a combination of these two shades, but for today, I think I'm just going to stick with that coral shade. I just told him I didn't want to hear from him again. And I said, honestly, if you want to make it right by me, I said, I will never go out with you again. I said, but if you'd like to make it right by me with so far as your name, I said, you can cash at me that money you owe me and we'll be good. And we'll be good. I will let it go, and I won't be sitting here thinking you're a complete turd. So he does call me a couple days later, tries to holler at me some more. I'm like, every time he would text me, I would literally just respond with my Cash App info every single time. I'm like, nope. So he did end up Cash Apping me the money, and that was the end of that. But he still was trying to holler at me and stuff. And so I did answer the phone one time, because I got to tell you guys what happened. Because I think some guys are just so stupid, or some people, I should say, are so stupid. I'm using Urban Decay's Naked. I love Naked Illuminated. This is in Luminous. This is their glow powder. So the one time he did call me a week and a half after that, and I answered. And he was like, oh, I just wanted to talk to you. And I said, listen, you know what? I would have a lot more respect for you if you would just tell the truth and tell what I already know is the truth. And he's like, what are you talking about? Well, I totally lied to him. And I told him that I had memorized that number on the dash, and that I called the number and it was a female, and she had told me that was her man, right? Totally pulled this out of my ass. I never called this girl. I never called anybody, because I ain't about that life. I might have done that at 21, but I am 43 years old. But I just wanted to fuck with this dude and say, hey, this, I already know the truth, and just see what he would say. This dude told on himself. He told on himself. He goes, yeah, that was my girl, but we broke up, and she just won't stop hitting me up and this, that, and the other. Boy, please. I ain't even trying to hear it. Anyway, oh, by the way, I just did my nails recently. What do you guys think? I think that's so cool looking, right? Yeah. So anyway, yeah, I was just like, bruh. So that was the end of that. He did try to hit me up a couple times after that, but I would never answer. I would never respond, nothing. I'm good. So that's what's gone on in my dating life recently, which is a lot of nothing. Okay, now before I get on to some other stuff, the palette I'm using for my face, or for my eyes, this is Morphe, the James Charles palette. I love this palette. It has such a wide variety of colors. And it does have like a little plastic insert that tells you all the names of the colors, which I did keep specifically for that purpose. But this is the palette. It is absolutely gorgeous. I love it. So that's what's going on with dating, which has been like a whole lot of nothing. Today I am going to be doing colors that are like bronze colors, which is brown, orange, white. Okay. So let's get started on this. I think the first shade I'm going to use is, because I like to build up color, I'm probably going to start with this shade and use this shade, maybe this, some that, and this. White I'll be using, and some brown. So I haven't figured all that yet out, but we'll see what's going to happen here. So anyway, that's what went on with that, which dating has just been like a freaking nightmare in my opinion. It's like a light nude color. And I just kind of put that on my entire lid first. So the other thing, I was kind of like, you know, I'll tell you something. People trip me out. Like, I mean, not just men, but like females, you know, ex-friends of mine or people that I used to be acquainted with that I don't roll with like that anymore. You know, when somebody shows you who they are, I can understand everybody making mistakes and you giving that person a second chance, you know, but you have to be careful because snakes sometimes shed their skin only to become a bigger snake. So after the second time of somebody doing you in a funny, moving funny on you, I cut them off. I don't got time for that. I'm not playing with that. You showing me who you are and I'm listening. I recently had a female who I used to rock with like 15 years ago. And then we fell out and we started rocking again like 6 years ago. And she fell out with me like 2 years after that. And she recently hit me up several times on several different media platforms, as well as texting my number because I haven't changed my number in forever. And was like, oh, I just wanted to talk to you and hang out. And I'm like, no. Girl, bye. Girl, bye. I'm not even giving you an opportunity to come in and cause chaos into my life. So, you know, people are funny. They move funny. I ain't got time for it. I'm just like, I do not have time for this stupid stuff that y'all want to play games with. It's just not my thing. And this is kind of like a darker brown. So it's just not my thing. I'm not feeling it. I'm not trying to deal with this. I'm not trying to move with you funny like this. It's just not what I'm doing. So I left it alone, but I also did notice that she was like mutual friends with somebody that I genuinely love and adore. And now I'm kind of wondering if I should say something to this friend of mine and tell them, hey, be careful, you know, this chick moves funny, whatever. But at the same time, I don't want to be that girl or that person that feels the need to say anything at all. I'm like, she can find out on her own. And I don't want to be that one to just call somebody up and trash talk somebody else, you know what I mean? Because it's just not what I do. But at the same time, I am kind of wondering if I should give her a heads up and just be like, hey, you better watch how this girl moves because, you know, but I don't know. We'll see. I'm struggling with that internally at the moment, and I don't know if I want to do anything about that. So we'll see. But I don't, you know, I just have a really hard time. When people show you who they are as individuals, you should listen to it because they will absolutely show you who they are. Absolutely, without a doubt. And it's up to us as people to really pay attention and listen and you know, accept that what we're hearing is what we're hearing and what we're seeing is what we're seeing. And when you don't want to do that and you want to keep giving people the benefit of the doubt, you end up screwing yourself in the process. It just never, it's inevitable. It always happens. So you can kind of see how that's turning out there. So yes, It is a gloomy weather day here in Ohio today. The weather is kind of looking caca. And on top of that, we're supposed to get like really hot weather again in like a week and a half here. So I've kept the pool open. I haven't closed my pool yet for the year, but I've also been battling massive, which I've never had this happen with my pool before, mustard algae. And it has been a pain in the royal ass to get rid of. So I had to order this special stuff called Yellow Out. And I'm still waiting for it to come because they don't have it anywhere around here. So it had to come from somewhere down south because that's predominantly where they deal with this mustard algae, which is making me salty as heck. Ooh, here we go. Ooh, we're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere, y'all. Look at that. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So that's shitty that I even have to deal with this damn mustard algae. It's been a pain in the ass. And to get rid of this, you literally have to, and I'm using like a white color, you literally have to scrub down everything with bleach that has come in contact with anything in the water because it's not like regular algae and it will live on surfaces of other things. So if you go back in the pool and you use the same floaty that was in there before with the mustard algae, it's going to come right back. It's crazy. And regular algicide does not kill this stuff. So that's been an adventure and not a fun one. But I'm going to do it because I don't want to shut the pool down yet. So, and plus I don't want to close the pool for the year with the mustard algae in there because I have a feeling when I open it in the spring, it will be a nightmare. So yeah, that's what's been going on with that. And last night I went with my daughter and I'm convinced my soon-to-be son-in-law, they're not officially engaged yet, but I just know that they're going to end up getting married. And I adore him. His name is Luke. He's so freaking sweet. And he's a very good-looking kid, very sweet kid, very, they're going to give me beautiful grandbabies. So I went with them last night to Oktoberfest here in Cleveland, and it was a lot of fun. I am going to post, by the time you guys see this, I will probably already posted some like shorts probably from Oktoberfest because we did like these they called ski shots where they put a ski that, I don't know if you've seen these, you've seen these. If not, I'll explain really quick. It's a ski and they put shots, like 2 or 3 or 4 shots on it, and you all have to lift the ski and do the shot at the same time, which was a lot of fun. They had a lot of really good entertainment. We had a good time. I had a really good time. So yes, that was a lot of fun. Let me just try to figure out what brush I'm using for what. And I'm going to go back into that same brown I used and kind of just go under here a little bit, just on the outer corners. I just like to do the outer corners, and then I try to use whatever color I put in the middle, I try to do underneath here, which is that orange color, that real bright orange. See, look at that. Ooh, that's orange. So we had a lot of fun at that. However, I was kind of sad to hear that when I was there, I ran into this lady who was from Germany. She was really cool, but she was telling me how she absolutely hated this festival, Oktoberfest, that she thought it was BS, that it was not true to how culture is in Germany with how they celebrate Oktoberfest. And I'm just kind of like, well, you're in America, and this is America's version of Oktoberfest. It's Americanized. But she wasn't too thrilled with it. It was what it was. Listen, lady, I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. So now I'm going to use a really tiny brush, and I tried to get like some type of like a highlighting color, like a luminescent color. And this one is, I don't know if you can see that. It's really like pearly. And I'm going to go in here in my inner corners. Oh yeah, you can see that. So I felt bad, but that she really didn't like our Oktoberfest. But at the same time, I'm like, what do you expect? This is America's version. And we are not, we just mesh and melt everything to how we want it to be. So I did understand where she was coming from. But she was like, I'm never coming back to this. And I'm thinking, how often do you come to the States? You must come here often. But it was what it was. I felt bad, but at the same time, I'm like, look, you know, it is what it is, lady. What can I tell you? So then I'm going to go back into that really nude color again and kind of just even this all out. And that'll probably be the extent of my eye color today. I don't know if you guys can see that. I don't know. What do you think? What do you think? I like it. I think it looks good. I think it looks it's very brownsy, very browns. I like it. What do you guys think? So anyway, I think it looks good. I'm digging it. I'm digging it. I am by no means a pro at makeup whatsoever. However, I do like to play around with it. I like to have fun with it. And I'm not claiming to be perfect with it at all. Okay? So, but it will suffice for today, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to go in still with some mascara and some eyeliner. And I am probably going to, I don't know if I should do, I'm probably going to do, I think I'm going to do a brown lip color or a brownish lip color, like a brown nude color. Okay, I think that'll work. All right, I figured it out. Okay. I do love this She Glam double-ended eyeliner. I got this from Shein. And on one end, it is just your standard typical liner. And on the other, it is the actual design of like a wing, which I love because I am not the best at this sometimes. So yeah. So we're just going to do that. And then we'll come over here and do that. And then we'll go in with the actual liner to kind of even it out or fill in like little teeny areas where it wasn't as filled in. There, that's it. That's it. Look at that. How easy that is. It's so freaking easy. It's so freaking easy. And you can always build up on it and make the wings bigger. Like take the wing part and put it, like start it way over here and go in, because I have done that and it looks really cool. I'm like been such a freaking fan of Tarte's Big Ego Mascara. I really like this. It doesn't wear down my face. It doesn't like bleed throughout the day. So I think that's really, really cool. This is the color, I think it's just like regular standard black. I can't see. I'm getting old. My eyes aren't working the same they used to. But anyway, I am not going to wear fake lashes today. I'm just like chilling. I'm probably going to hang out with my oldest son, and he's probably going to come over and watch the game with me. So yes, so I'm not doing this makeup to necessarily go out anywhere, but I like my face to be done. I like to feel pretty. I mean, trust me, there are days I do not wear mascara. I don't wear any makeup at all, but those days are fewer and far between. Most of the time, I just do like a very natural face, and maybe some like well, most of the time I usually just put on eyeliner, mascara, and I'll do my foundation. That's like most days. But it's also been really hot here, so I'm not trying to like melt all over the place either. So yeah. So we'll let that dry for a minute before I go in with the second coat. So yeah, that is what's been going on with me. I probably said that like 4 times now, but life has been good. I have been very genuinely happy, happier than I've been in a long time in the last month and a half. Ever since I left that job, which don't get me wrong, the guy I worked for, the company I worked for was amazing. He treated me amazing. He was never bad to me. It was, you know, he was very good to me. It was just sitting behind a desk all day long does something to you after so many years. And yes, I made a lot of money over the years doing it, and I learned a lot, but you just get burnt out on stuff. And I think as human beings, we're constantly evolving. We're constantly evolving and changing. And, you know, we're not always, I had a little bit of fallout, but not a lot. We're not always going to want to do the same thing over and over and over again. So unless you're a masochist and you're a sucker for punishment. But anyway, I just was done with it. And, you know, it is what it is. And on to up, you know, better and, you know, brighter days. And what I would say to anyone out there is if you're not happy, if you're genuinely not happy doing something, I highly suggest and advise that you make your life happy, that you do what makes you happy, or find something that will make you happy, because life is so incredibly short. And I feel like you should be living every single day feeling some type of peace and joy and happiness in your life. If you're not, and you are miserable every single day, that is no way to live your life. So anyway, okay, now we are going to go, and I'm going to use this lip liner. This was in a like a 20 pack of lip liners of every color under the sun from Amazon. And I can't remember, it was, I mean, if you just Google lip liners on Amazon, they're cheap. They were super cheap, but these suckers have been good. So anyway, now we're just going to line. Now, I have full lips to begin with, but a trick that I do is underneath, if you have full lips, this is going to work. Like if you have a pouty lower lip, this will work. If you don't, I would not suggest doing this if you have thinner lips. But where I line on the bottom, I don't start right at the lip line. I start like right here. You see that? How it's under it? And then I come up. I come up the natural lip line. And then I fill in the lip. But you see how that gives like it makes your lips look poutier. I love it. I actually learned that from another beauty influencer that's on here, and I can't remember her page. I followed, this was like years ago, but I loved it. Now I'm gonna top this with Kylie's. I know I'm not a big fan of Kylie, but this one is, it doesn't say the name of it, but it's Kylie's matte liquid lipstick. It doesn't say the name of, or maybe the color is called Ulta Beauty Matte. I don't know, but I got it directly from the Kylie website. It's like kind of like this color. Ooh, look at that, look at that. Oh, baby. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So that is that. We'll probably throw on some earrings here. I will probably, I'm not done with my hair yet either, but we'll throw on some earrings. I don't have any bronze earrings, which I'm going to need to get, but anyway. So yes, I'm looking a little crazy, but anyway, okay, so that is my finished facial look. What do you guys think? I love it. I think it looks perfect for Browns game day. I'm hyped for it. Thank you guys so much for joining me in this video. I know it was a really long one, but I really love sitting down with you guys and doing like get ready with me's and just talking, and God knows what comes out of my mouth during these times, but I have fun doing it. And if you have fun watching it and enjoyed this video, please hit that like button down below. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and ding the bell so you're alerted every time I upload. All right, you guys, I will catch you in the next one. Thank you so much, and I'll see you then. Bye-bye.